Hi everyone! Welcome to our third episode. Today we're going to talk about the research process. This is Mamaika and you're still watching Research Simplified. Since we're going to talk about the research process, this reminds me of something that happened in my past and allow me to share it with you. This happened when I was in elementary, probably when I was in grade 4 or grade 5. Every Friday, we used to have quizzes for all of our subjects. I would really prepare well and hard for all of the quizzes because I was kind of a nerd when I was young. Even until now, I have that, I'm a nerd within. But there. So in mathematics, our topic for the entire week was MDAS, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And out of the 4, I practiced for multiplication the most because it takes so much time, right? Especially if you have to multiply a lot of digits. So I really prepared well and hard for that. Friday came and we took the quiz, and I was wondering why my classmates were done. Some of them were even laughing and murmuring to one another because they were all done and it was just me still working on the quiz. But I still focused on it. I refused to listen to them. I refused to be bothered by them. I just really focused and worked hard on the quiz. I really gave it my best. Upon checking, I realized that I multiplied items which should have been subtracted. I did not read the instructions. I really cried my heart out because I really gave my all for the quiz, and it took me so much time and energy and effort to solve those. I think there were 4 digits each. So I went home and I told my parents about it, and they were very cool about what happened. They just told me, "That's okay, all of your answers are correct. It's just that you did not read the instructions." My answers were correct if the instructions to multiply. But since it's for subtraction, then all of them were wrong. The same thing applies to research. Ladies and gentlemen, even if we give it our best, even if we give our all into something, even if we work hard, if we're not following the instructions, then all of our efforts will just end in futility. And that is why our lesson for today is very, very important. You don't want to start your research wrong and then end up repeating it all over again. That is going to take so much time and energy from you. So pay attention. Step 1. Identify the research problem. Of course, the research problem should be the first to come because this will be the center of your research. Again, our purpose in writing a research is to solve the problems that we have in the society or to improve the solutions that we have at the moment. Therefore, in order to solve something, we first have to identify what we want to solve. In thinking or in coming up with a research problem, there are things that we have to consider. First is your interest. How interested are you in the topic? You have to be really interested in it to not make the process burdensome. The second one is funds. There are some researches which require funding, and if you don't have enough funds for it, then don't push through with it. It's going to be so difficult on your part if you don't have enough funding or if you do not have enough financial support that you need for your study. But if you are well funded, then just go. The third consideration is your ability as the researcher. Of course, we have undergone trainings and there are things that we're good at, things that we're not so good at. So consider your ability and come up with something that you can really do. The last consideration is the time given for you to finish your study. Find something that you can finish for the particular time given to you, say for a couple of months or for a couple of years or for the entire semester. It depends upon your professor. Step 2 is to find related literature. Why is it important for us to find related literature or studies about our topic? That is because without looking at the current status of our topic, it will be difficult for us to come up with questions that are relevant to the society. Probably we thought of a really good question, but then it turns out that the solution is existing. And so again, it's a waste of time. We want to come up with something that is innovative, something that is updated, and to make sure that our study is updated, innovative, and relevant, we have to look at the related literature. Another thing is, while we are looking into these related literature, our knowledge about the topic also grows. And the more that we know about it, the more that we can write about it. Using the studies of other people as well will make our study more reliable. Again, in writing a research paper, it's a big no-no for you to just simply put your opinions without looking into facts. So related literature is really very important. Now that you have a problem and you have already reviewed the literature related to your study, it is about time that you plan your research design. This falls under methodology, and we're going to have a separate video for that to really discuss everything about methodology. Again, the methodology depends highly on the nature of your research. Say you are writing a qualitative research, it's going to be completely different compared to when you are writing a quantitative research. Still, you have to plan your research design. You may base it on your model thesis or the existing designs used by other researchers. Step 4 is to gather your data. If you are writing a quantitative research, then you'll most probably use close-ended questions. Questions with specific answers, such as yes or no, true or false, agree or disagree, or on a scale of 1 to 5, there is a specific answer. That is for quantitative research. If you are writing a qualitative research, then you will be asking open-ended questions. These are questions that require explanations because again, we're looking for themes. And that is why it is more appropriate for us to ask open-ended questions. In gathering the data, there are a lot of things to consider as well. We will be talking about the ethics in our next episodes. After gathering your data, it is about time that you analyze them. In the previous video, I've discussed what analysis is and how we perform it. Again, when you are writing quantitative research, then you're going to use statistical tools or treatments to analyze the data that you've gathered. Whereas if you are writing a qualitative research, then you're going to use thematic analysis or finding the themes from the answers of your participants. Step 6. After analyzing your data, you may now formulate your conclusions. For quantitative research, we use the term conclusions, but if it is qualitative, then we use the new insights gained. This is when, from the analysis of your data, you're going to discuss and come up with your answers to your questions. And the last step, you've guessed it right, that is defining a new problem. Again, research is cyclical, so it has to begin with a problem and still end with a problem. So the last step is to define a new problem. It is also in this part that we come up with our recommendations for further studies for our future researchers. Those are the 7 steps that we have to follow in writing our research paper. Make sure to always observe them as you write your own. Thank you very much, and God bless.